it still doesn't illegitimize, the criticisms people make of, sects of Islam that are responsible.
Here's this is what I'm trying to get at, right? Criticize the moral failing, right? Don't contextualize it in the course of it. It's like, why would you want to do X to people like that? That seems really antisocial to me, right? Don't even bring up the religion, right? And then if they bring up the religion, say, why are you using that religion to justify this antisocial behavior? That's the way you go at it. Because if you come at it as Islam is bad, they're just going to go straight into defensive mode. If you come at it from, you are choosing this antisocial behavior, right, and you're trying to use your religion to justify it, they're just being like, they're defending themselves, and they really don't have any ground to stand on.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think really
Michael, can I just say, that's exactly the strategy that I use with my KKK friends. Like, I never say the KKK is bad. I just try to take their attitudes wherever they are, and if they do something I don't like.
And how many KKK friends do you have?
If they put gum under the table, I point that out. I say, look, that's a moral failing. Don't do it. But I don't make them feel like they're bad people just because they're in the KKK.
Benjamin, that's a bad analogy. The fact is, you're comparing a group that exclusively is, tied to white supremacy and that it represents, one, it acts as if that's comparable to.
Wait, why isn't that strategy?
Because you're comparing, a group that specifically is tied to believe that, their race is superior, because they believe that, God anointed the whites to be superior to everyone, and comparing that to a, entire group in which you have a small sect that believes that the entire goal is to conquer the world, make the world governed by Sharia.
I just don't think that religion has the monopoly on this dogma stuff that you're rallying against, Benjamin. I'm interested why you don't have the same fervor for all the other kind of belief systems out there.
Maybe you do.
You don't need to. I don't hear you. I could argue that militant atheism does a lot of harm in the world too. Like, all religion's evil and must be eradicated is sort of the credo. It's you're not up in arms about that, or the Hansen stuff. The capitalist extremism, right? Free market's always right. Human value is economic value. Everybody else can take a piss on themselves, right?
Like I would push back on the term militant atheist, because that's doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. There are definitely people out there that act that way. There are people that have those kind of belief systems.
Right.
It's not like it doesn't exist.
But
I think in Maoist China, they suppressed spiritual life off the map, right? They're violently.
Right, but I think, to me, you also have people who would describe militant atheists like they would have described, Richard Dawkins, a guy who I disagree with on, what he, with New Atheism, where its goal is specifically to normalize, that religion is innately irrational, that it should be humanizing. Well, but specifically, as what is said from New Atheism, the goal is essentially to normalize that religion is, irrational.
Right, and that's dehumanizing because it mirrors the very intolerance it condemns. That's
I don't think it's dehumanizing.
Okay, so this one's trying to nerve them with you guys, huh?
Why would it be dehumanizing to criticize a bad idea?
The point is that you shouldn't ever, and the Buddhist theory is this, you should never try to undermine anybody's ritual practice that allows them to self-actualize in a positive manner, right? So, and it doesn't matter what it is, right? That's just really what it comes down to. Because the Buddhists look at it as is that if this person self-actualizes and achieves wisdom and knowledge, they'll eventually let go
answer that, are you?
Of the conservative beliefs.
That's what you talk about those people like that. You're not up in arms about Rwanda. I've never heard you mention Rwanda ever, right? It's
Well,
like
I think there's a genocide going on in Rwanda, and I'm
but you
against
never
genocide.
mentioned it. You just mentioned the stuff that is just strictly religious all the time, like the communists. I mean, are not really high.
Well, I really stood pro. The reason I push back on that is because of the fact that
You're pushing back against me pushing back on Benjamin. You're missing the whole point, Necro.
well, I think really like Benjamin's. I mean, yeah. I guess I just should let you guys, settle it. I guess.
Well, I want to hear from Cora that the wearing of the white hood as a ritual for self-actualization is perfectly
I
fine.
was talking about positive self-actualization, Benjamin.
So now it's positive self-actualization.
I literally said that, but you don't actually listen to everything people say.
You
right.
think celebrating a god on the day that God kills Egyptian
Oh my
children?
goodness.
Yeah, I think true to the
You
title.
guys are gonna have
We should bring some
rituals
challenge
no
to
matter what.
Congress to bring some clarity. Benjamin, let John bring some clarity to the room, okay?
Oh my God.
Listen, Benjamin does a great service for all of us when he says, "Take the deepest breath of the day. Let's focus our minds and concentrate on." I'm gonna read from the Psalms. So I would just like to also just read from a little Zen poem book that I have to calm the mind, to concentrate the thought.
If you ring that damn bell.
In some ways, drama, both comedy and tragedy, is simply the record of the aging. If possible,
Let him read.
I'm letting it read.
We gotta let him read from the book of Kitover.
we see it, of course, in King Lear, but in Othello. Okay, I'm gonna go on mute when you're done, Benjamin. Go
No,
ahead.
Benjamin, stop it. Benjamin has had a lot of preaching time too tonight, so we're gonna get to yours, John, which just wouldn't be fair and balanced. Please, John, I beg of you, please give us this Buddhist hymn. Please, John. Pretty please.
Where do you see John?
Benjamin, you upset him.
Did I upset
Yes, the
maybe
bias disorder.
He's gone.
maybe he respects
It's not
Muhammad
really
enough to know better than to talk over the word of Muhammad. So let's listen to the word of Muhammad.
I'll just
Rovis nailed it.
I'll just tell John.
Rovis, do that one again. Hold on, Necro. I gotta hear this.
I can't do it on the spot.
Sometimes you can't
You're
really
up.
do it. Like you just have to spontaneous.
He has it.
That's why I haven't mastered it, because I can't just do it on the spot. It has to be in
So here's Muhammad. Let's just listen to Muhammad for a second. But when the forbidden months are past, then fight and slay the pagans wherever ye find them, and seize them, and leader them, and lie in wait for them in every stratagem of war. But if they repent and establish regular prayers and practice regular charity, then open the way for them, for Allah is oft forgiving, most merciful. Okay, Cora, do you want to defend that shit? Cora, go ahead. This is your time.
Yeah, did you read the context all around it? Like what
Really? You
is
think
he
the
talking
context
about?
fixes it? You
Which
think the
pagans
context-
is he talking about, Benjamin?
I
Is
don't
he
know,
talking
it's all I
about a
got is the one
specific
verse.
group from a specific town? Jeez.
I can.
Benjamin,
Outrage for people like you and their cynics. What about the cynical nihilism people?
I got a question for Benjamin. Benjamin, do you think it's nuanced to say that the meta of statements like that are essentially psychological and not material, meaning that kill the pagans means kill the taboos or idols in your mind? I mean, Benjamin, do you think there's a meta argument for ridiculous statements like that?
I don't really think so, because when the Bible says, for example, that if the daughter of a priest sells herself as a prostitute, she should be burned with fire. I don't see a way to make that a metaphor. I think that's saying that if the daughter of a priest commits prostitution, that you should burn them with fire. What kind of metaphor is that? Do metaphorical priests have metaphorical daughters that commit metaphorical prostitution.
But Benjamin, would you agree that's contextual, like, as well?
And 1,000 years ago.
Why does everybody think they can fix this stuff with context?
No,
Is that some kind of bullshit they teach you in schools?
No, there's context for all this. Yeah, actually, there's context for stuff, of
Of
course.
course there's context. It's in the goddamn Quran. That's the
So in the
context.
Quran, where it talks about the inferior stuff of women, I mean, the context is that some argued that was the norms of the time, right? Where women had less access to all the
So
legal
that's the
financial
norms
stuff.
of the time. Nobody gives a damn about the norms 15 years ago.
Okay, but so
Give a damn about people who think that that's the best book ever written. That's the best man
there's
that ever
context to
lived
the violence against non-believers
in the
stuff.
year
Definitely.
2025.
No, I would agree, Ben, that, like, you know, I think it's absurd that people follow the book, but I mean, to me, it's like, my concern is essentially mainly is like, why does it matter essentially to the people who don't believe that those verses apply today? Is really the thing.
What does it do to
Why
you,
does it
Benjamin?
matter? What matters is the people who think that these verses do matter.
Well, I would agree with that, and so do Muslims who, you know, don't, who understand, who, like, condemn those people. I mean, does that not matter?
What's the condemn? If you're a Muslim, you can't condemn the Quran if you're a Muslim. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, the thing is that they think that the interpretation of that Al Qaeda or people like ISIS, that they're wrong specifically.
Yeah, that's not condemning any book. That's condemning.
It's not condemning the text.
That's not condemning the text. Condemning the people and their actions. And
Miguel, are you on my side all of a
Just
sudden?
what I was
This is
saying.
new to
That
me.
would be the-
no, I'm just trying to clarify it.
Okay, I appreciate it. I'll make it for you.
Did you hear it, Ben?
I just will speak to this. I agree that there is a legitimate concern about, you know, Muslims, specifically when I see like polls like in UK where you have like 70% of British Muslims who believe that people should have been prosecuted for the drawing of Muhammad. But I mean, those people, like, I mean, so I do think there is a legitimate concern, but I think really like the way people interpret the Quran itself, though, like they don't interpret the Quran the way that Al Qaeda does. The majority of Muslims, in fact, most of them happen to be the greatest victims of Al Qaeda.
Well, the former CIA head Brennan is, you know, a Muslim. There's lots of converts in our federal government, which you could call traitors, that have converted to Islam. Lots of wacky people convert to Islam, the Saudi Arabia version. Look at Epstein. Epstein, there's a photo with him and MBS, and it looks like they just fucked somebody. And MBS is all sweaty with a big laughing mouth. And Epstein is a trans technologist. And the weirdest thing about Pro Lyrics in this room is he always goes back to the trans. No matter what, Pro always immediately goes back. Oh, they're not accepting of trans. Like, what is up with Pro just constantly going to trans as being his biggest complaint in the complaint universe? Hello?
Islam for Epstein.
Actually, Muhammad would be very easy, and he'd be happy to be on the Epstein list.
Well, that's part of Epstein's fascination.
Muhammad is his own Epstein list.
You got to understand, Epstein is mixed up into pedophilia with the Saudis.
Yeah, you know he'd be on that island. He'd be in that airplane. Sign me the fuck up.
The Saudis are involved in a massive pedophile ring. You know that movie with what's his face where they're auctioning off children, you know, to these Saudi princes on their ships and shit? That's real. Because of Sharia, they can fuck.
Sounds like what Donald Trump did.
It sounds like a conspiracy, but out of 80,000 royal Saudis who are worth millions and billions, and they operate in secrecy, just like the Federal Reserve, you don't know what these Saudi fucks are doing. Hello?
His documentary is called Eyes Wide Shut. It's directed by Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah. I mean, to me, though, like, I think one of the things that I find off-putting in the United States, even though the age of consent is 16, like the minimum out of all states, there is no minimum age for marriage in most states.
That's true.
It is true. In most states, or in many states, people can legally get married before the age of 16.
Yeah,
These states are called Sharia-ready states.
Is it most or many or some?
I don't remember how many, but I know that there's.
I think it's many. I don't know that it's most though. I think it's like 20.
Yeah, I know that at least in some states the legal age for marriage is like 18. I know in like DC it's 18. And so there's definitely states that do have restrictions, but there are definitely also states where there are no. There's no.
I hate to break in. Point of order. Dr. James is here, and Dr. James accused Benjamin of being a racist earlier today, and I want to say that is the most cowardly, vicious, obnoxious, low IQ attack I've ever heard. And the fact is, Benjamin is a sweet guy, a pretty nice, mellow guy who he can have a conversation with anybody and be pleasant. And then he wants to play music. So for you to come on stage and call him a racist, is that projection? That's my question, Dr. James. Do you have any racist ideology, tendencies, habits, thoughts, or was it not projection? Because in my opinion, all communication is by definition projection and hypnosis.
You can get that hypnosis in there.
That was nice, John. Coming from a guy who was using a black woman accent to address the black woman when she came up on stage, it's pretty rich.
I was just looking, and as of 2025, 16 U.S. states and D.C. have banned child marriages entirely, setting them in the age at 18, no exceptions.
Can I speak to that though? Because Dr. James did seem to take a dim view today, and kind of accused me of racism. And I just want to point out that there was a little missing argument here. This is something weird, and I think maybe Dr. James was sick that week, and I apologize that he didn't get a chance to go to that class. But I feel like there's something missing in his education, and I thought maybe we could fix it tonight. You see, he said that this text shows up in lots of anti-Semitic circles. This quote that I quoted today. And so I was complaining about the text, and he felt that because I was complaining about this text that shows up in lots of anti-Semitic circles that I was crossing a line into racism. Yeah. Now, what was missing, I feel, and maybe this is just, it was a bad week. Some people get the flu and they can't go to class. He never once criticized the rabbi who actually said these things out loud in public, who actually put them out into the world. He never criticized him once as being racist. But he had nothing but smoke for me. And I don't know, Dr. James, I know that week was busy and you weren't feeling well, but I thought maybe I could try to give you a clue here tonight. Why don't you fucking blame the guy who said it? And not me, who's complaining about just a little messenger here. That would be that's a makeup class for you.
Do the doctors need doctors? Do the psychiatrists need psychiatrists? Do the prison guards need guards? Do the politicians need oversight? Hello?
So much. They need so much. They go to these schools, they get these papers that say they're smart, and they don't know shit. It's pathetic.
Well, Dr. James has been outed. I'd like to say again that this is a friendly roast, and I do think that Clown House is an actual roast app, and feel free to roast other people. You can roast me if you want. You can roast Cora or Roybus. They're worthy of being roasted. And Benjamin and Necro, they are also worthy of great roasting. You've heard them at their worst. You've heard them at their best. But they are all worthy of being roasted. And Dr. James especially. Let's take a walk with Dr. James Snyder.
I think it's interesting. A person made a meme with creationists one time, made a meme with my PTR talking about how they think that they are always so smug and arrogant was that they put in the meme. And I was like, who's that guy in the meme? It's me. I'm famous enough to get roasted by some creationist. Whoa!
Benjamin, you gained friends.
I gained, I gained the heat today of 1,000 suns. That's how much energy I got today.
Oh my God.
The heat of 1,000 suns. From a rabbi.
Oh, okay, Colin Robinson, whatever.
Now you sound.
Rabbi offered me the heat of 1,000 suns. I think it's exact words where I hate you with the heat of 1,000 suns. But, I'll take
Isn't
it.
that how you like it, Benjamin? So maybe he just didn't
I
like it.
mean, I definitely roasted my hot dogs over it. And then I had a rabbi say something that I think God put on his heart, because sometimes I feel like God doesn't get a chance to speak for himself, and so he speaks through the rabbis. And I think the thing that God put on his heart to share with me today was that he very much wishes I was dead.
Yes, somebody hit you hard.
I thought,
Do you ever wish somebody dead?
that is so thoughtful, because what it means is that God is lonely waiting for me to come to heaven. And he can't wait another minute.
No, Benjamin, you're missing it. I know you're being facetious, but don't you think that's projection? Everything he said was a projection, and that's the sad part, Benjamin, and you don't get that. That's why you're so fucking hated, because you don't get it. You don't get it when people come on here and scream that they want, did you hear what he even said? That he's a reject from the community. Everybody hates him. His wife, he projected a lot on you, not just that 1,000 sons that you would die, dude. He put his heart and soul, which is all projection, and you're missing it, bro. Don't you see? That was a massive personal admission.
That was a cry for help.
Yes. What the fuck don't you get, bro? I mean, are you being facetious and funny? Because if you are, then the roast is going great.
Look, I completely agree. I didn't think it was a cry for help. I think it was a little bat flare, and we've got to make space tomorrow to heal. To heal Brother Hurry.
Mirror or something that you didn't see it.
We've got to take time to heal Brother Hurry. And I think Dr. James might need a little healing too. Because Dr. James's brain is broken. It's going to take time.
So, his brain isn't broken, and I have found that I call a lot of people stupid who aren't stupid. They're fools. And the fact is, if I gave them a very smart book, they could read it out loud with perfect clarity, and hopefully over time or immediately they would gain total understanding, and we could prove that they're not stupid. But people on this app are being political. The green bean creates a paradigm, and you enjoy it too, Benjamin. Your problem is you're driving people crazy because, Benjamin, what people are looking for is validation. And basically, you're not being a good mod. You should let Caleb have the Caleb show and let him do his little Torah study for 10 minutes, have a heart out. But you're being annoying and you're driving people crazy. Hello?
Well,
Projection. That's just take that.
I'll get to Brother Caleb in just a minute.
What Kitover was just saying.
I did want to help Dr. James put his brain back together, because Dr. James said early this morning, again, about this little phrase that the good rabbi says, which is this: non-Jews only exist for the purpose of serving Jews. It's quite a statement, and Dr. James suggested that I had put it out of context, and which got me thinking. I got, oh, that's the thing I've done. I have this sentence from this rabbi, and I have simply misplaced the context. there's a place in this great big puzzle piece where you can snap this sentence in the right way and it fits and everything looks good and you get this beautiful forest puzzle that goes together fine. That piece fits somewhere in context, and I have just made a mistake.
See, Benjamin, you keep saying in context, but you're leaving out the out of context or the lack of context, which is what you're doing, smartass. So, Benjamin, you can play the Benjamin game, prove to me blank exists game all you want, but people are going to call you out linguistically and fight back against your terminology, as I just have. Hello?
I have spent all day with this piece, trying in different ways, trying to turn it left and right and center and trying it on an edge, trying it in a corner, and trying to get it to fit into the puzzle in all these different contexts. And I have not found, and maybe you all can help me, this is where friends can be helpful. I haven't found the context where this piece fits, and it just slips in. And it makes that
You found it. It ended in an ad hominem insult and attack on you. That's what you found. But that's a Dr. James problem. That's not a you problem. Dr. James is very emotionally unstable, in my opinion. Now, you may say that's projection, but I've recorded many Dr. James sessions. And to me, they're just like Pro Lyricals. This is why I've opened Trump derangement therapy support group rooms for people that can't stop thinking about the orange one. You have to pull out books, read books, and live your lives. Hello?
Help to fit this piece where it goes. I don't know where it goes. Maybe you know where it goes. But Dr. James assures me that it goes somewhere. And I trust Dr. James. Dr. James is smart. Dr. James has a PhD. He's been to education. He's been to university. He's got certificates. And if he says that this piece goes somewhere and has the right context, I just have to keep looking. So I tell you what, tomorrow I'll do another room and we'll spend all 8 hours tomorrow looking for that context that Dr. James.
Don't do it. You're going to waste your time again. Just, Benjamin, create a room and just call it Prove to Me You Can Read. And if he can't prove to you he can read, well, then you know your answer. Hello?
Well, I just got to find out where this puzzle piece fits because it's got to be a right context for it somewhere.
See, you keep going to context, but you're not talking about relativity. Context creates relativity. Relativity creates context. And the problem is Benjamin. The Benjamin show tomorrow, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to be here. I hope I can record it. I hope you get... I got my little recorder ready, just like Epstein had his little recorders next to the bedstand in the fucking drawer. The guy recorded everything. And I have gone through.
Literally, like, the definition of brain rot. Like,
you're projecting, Coro. I hate to tell you, but you got a bad attitude, lady. I don't know who you are.
Now, Cora's right. We need to get back to Cora because Cora had a good point too.
Start the roast. Roast up Cora. Light this Cora up. Light her like a candle.
Cora has very important points. She used the phrase pro-social religious rituals. Pro-social. I think she said this. She said there's a pro-social interpretation for every religion. And I thought, that is so cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hire Cora tomorrow to come in and do a pro-social interpretation of me all day long. And so when people get angry and when Rabbi Caleb loses his God Almighty epic shit all over my stage, I can get Cora to come in and do a pro-social interpretation of everything I just told him. And she'll fix it right up, just like that. I mean, just like snap your fingers. Whatever I say, Cora's going to be there with a pro-social interpretation. And that's really going to be great.
But now you're creating house rules and you're paying somebody to defend you. Your problem, Benjamin, is you need, just like Pro here, who guards the little green bean as if it's like a power ring, you need to give everybody the green bean and just listen and sit back and see what happens. Why aren't people more sharing and giving? Nobody wants to expand nothing. Everybody here sucks. Nobody here's ever started a business. Everybody here is complaining in just the same way that I'm complaining. And Benjamin is proving that essentially he's a philosopher and everybody else is a politician. Hello?
Never started a business. What are you talking about, Doc? I'm pretty sure that Benjamin has a business that's like he does like contract work. Royvis has a business, I know that for sure. Pro's got his like music stuff, gigs that he does. What are you talking about? I run a business.
What I'm saying is nobody has used this app as a conference call to start a business, run a business. Again, you're just complaining about my complaint. Let's move on to the next complaint.
You're being irrational.
Let's move on to the next complaint.
Being a professional rapper is running your own at least small business. 100% of the time, it's a 24-hour day job. That business, being a professional rapper, you have no idea what I'm talking. Of course, people here have done all types of shit. What are you talking about?
Yeah, how are you today? See, did you have anybody tell you today that they wished you were dead?
No, for a little while I heard the big fight. Caleb, he got
Caleb, who's my personal sexual advisor, he's not my personal spiritual advisor. He's advising me to make an early reservation for heaven. Yeah, he thinks that
I heard.
Caleb, listen, Benjamin, I've received death threats on this app for years from all parties, left, right, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, etc. Yeah, it's not a competition. You just made Caleb crash out. But the point is, Benjamin, I've been working angles on this app and making people so angry, so neurotic, so psychotic, so delusional, so paranoid that, the micro neurotransmission of dopamine and recording people is the social surveillance capital of the now. And
Speaking of recording there, John, didn't mean to cut you off. Just wanted to, while we're mentioning these businesses, promote the new album there. The new pre-release link comes out March 6th, Infinity. Grab that. Your favorite Professor Lyrical digital provider, Spotify.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Pro, are you one of
Garrett Canner better be mentioned at least once on this.
Pro? Are you one of those musicians that are going to resist AI music and complain about it? Hello.
yes,
Absolutely.
100%.
So instead of like launching a new brand or a new label, you're just going to complain about it and never do anything. Okay. Hello.
See, I wanted to tell you because you missed it. I had this little conversation with Rabbi Uri about another rabbi who was found in the Epstein files because he made this comment that the only purpose for non-Jews is serving Jews. And if it weren't for serving Jews, there wouldn't be any reason for them to exist in the first place. And so I did a little room thing with that rabbi and the title and the link there. And Rabbi Uri eventually came up. And he had smoke for me. He cussed me up one side and down the other.
More than
he
you.
admitted. Hello? Yeah, Rabbi Caleb. He had two things to say. Aside from the fact that he wished that I was dead, he hated me with the heat of 1,000 suns. But yeah, and then he was calling the cops. He said he was calling the cops. And he wished I was dead.
Didn't hear that. What?
Yeah.
I thought he was just insulting.
No. He crashed out pretty hard. We're gonna have to have a Caleb repair room tomorrow.
Okay, I heard that 1,000 Suns shit. I was laughing out loud.
But the important thing is that
He also said, he's going to call the Boulder police on you wherever the fuck you live and have you wiped out, Benjamin.
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
You need to shut the fuck up.
So the point is that he had all this smoke for me, but he didn't criticize the rabbi.
Yeah, so
like he does me.
I'm guessing what you said right now about whatever rabbi in the Epstein files that said, I know this is confirmed. I'm just repeating you. That said, They said what? They said that the only purpose of non-Jews is to serve Jews or whatever.
To serve the Jews.
I'm sure you told that to Caleb, and he fucking got mad as hell. He got more mad.
I didn't really. I just put the link in the
Did you guys even invert it? The purpose of the Jews is to serve the Gentile. Hello? You guys aren't Taoistic enough. You never look at the opposites of anything. Hello?
Not that funny. Not that funny.
Amen, brother.
So
Amen, brother. Amen, brother.
He's telling that. See, I just had to leave there. I just had to leave. No. It's a link. It's a well-known fact. It's a well-supported, documented case. There's no question that it's a real quote. Everybody knows about it, and everybody has an opinion about it.
I think Wallace would like to say something about that.
But okay, hold on. Well, why exactly does Caleb need to defend or to fucking this crazy fucking rabbi saying this crazy shit?
His love for Cora and to say something about Dr. James Wallace. Do you need to say something?
Oh no, really quick. I do love Cora. Like since season 1, I passionately like Cora. Anyways, that's not why I came up here. I just want to thank Dr. James because he removed me. I think. Oh, should I stop?
Yeah, you'll never win sucking up to my mom. I just
Keep going. Keep going. I want to hear.
Lol.
No, Wallace.
Talk, James.
No, Wallace. What did you say?
He was about to say that he got removed from a room because he was accused of being John Kitover because people got JK derangement syndrome. Just in the same way as they got Trump derangement syndrome. I'm not going to steal your thunder. Tell him the story so everybody knows.
That's pretty good.
Let's just take a walk and take a deep breath, and we're going to talk about college and student loans, getting that Psych D. Oy vey, college debt is a motherfucker. Causes a lot of stress. Listen, I just ate 4 pieces of pizza. I'm having a Coors Golden Banquet beer. And guess who brewed this motherfucker? Guess who brewed this 1936 Stubby bottle? Adolph Coors Company in Golden, Colorado. Golden, Colorado. I hear Caleb is filing a complaint. See, this is Dinner for Schmucks. Pro thinks he discovered some kind of formula or something here. It's not, Pro. It's just called Dinner for Schmucks, a.k.a. Clown House. That's it. This is it. It's a collection of schmucks making noises on a shared conference call. Hello?
John, why do we gotta center you? You gotta step aside so Liberty can speak.
Where's Liberty? So see, when I was telling Rabbi Uri that he didn't criticize this Sephardic rabbi who said goyim are just exist to serve the Jews. He didn't tell him that
I heard you say
he didn't tell him that he didn't have a community and that he was a sad person. He was just he was outside. He didn't find his tribe yet. He had none of the smoke that he has for me did he have for this Sephardic rabbi. And I just found it weird that he just couldn't figure out how to. That there was nothing wrong with this rabbi, but somehow
I heard you already. Okay, Benjamin.
Somehow there was something wrong with me.
I get it, but
Are you just being too sensitive, Benjamin?
Regardless of the
why are you
context,
telling him?
there's always something.
Wait, Benjamin. Why are you telling him that? Like, are you assuming like
I'm just
he's
pointing out
responsible for the
that
this crazy
every time I say something he doesn't approve of.
What's the point of order, moderator? I gotta address something CM put in the chat. He says it's perfect room for me. It's a perfect room for you.
Because you're there for him to interact with, and this certain rabbi is not. So, there you go. But there is something wrong with you, Benjamin. Always be
John,
Look, Benjamin, if you're not assuming that he's responsible for answering for this, right? Hopefully, you're not assuming that because
I'm not assuming that he's responsible.
Then you're just talking to him and what? Asking him his opinion on this fact, if it's a fact, let's say. Or you're just asking him his opinion on this fact.
Well, to some extent, Rabbi Harry does have some explaining to do because the good rabbi always tells me, he says, don't look at the Bible, don't read the text of the Bible. That's not what we believe. We have nothing to do with that Bible. God fucked the Bible. That happened 1,500 years ago, he tells me. You shouldn't look at the Bible, never look at the Bible. This is what he tells me. Wait a minute, Sam. This is what he tells me to look at. He says, look at how people have evolved, how they practice the religion today.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I go to today and I look at the Sephardic rabbi in Israel today, and I read how he has interpreted the tradition today, and it turns out he's saying Goyim only exists to serve the Jew. That's the today version of the religion. So now you have both of his feet are in concrete. Now what is he gonna do? I took away his binky, and now I've got his rattle, and he's running around like a chicken with his head cut off.
And no side baba. I know that's more or less what happened.
Why are you so mean?
Are you just pointing out to him that there's crazy fucking rabbis, just like there's crazy Islamist, Muslim, like Islamists, there's crazy in every religion.
Just be careful. This rabbi has a following that is much bigger than Rabbi Caleb's following.
I agree. If we're lucky, the percentage of fucking radical Muslims is very small. If the percentage of like that extremist radical Muslims was 40%.
As a political party,
What the fuck is going on?
But the political party has 10 seats in the Knesset. I don't think ISIS has 10 seats in the Knesset, do they?
Yeah, so because I would assume they're not anywhere. Like they can still have they're not necessarily 10 seats anywhere. They're either that big or else they wouldn't have 10 seats anywhere. And they wouldn't have 10 seats anywhere. Like, how extreme?
This has become Pro's show.
Still get 10 seats. It's gonna vary a little bit, culture to culture and time.
You know what's weird though is that when this guy came out and said this, he didn't lose any popularity. He didn't lose any following. He didn't lose any seats of power in the Knesset. Not one.
That's what's so much crazy.
We elected Trump government at one point. We elected Trump, Israel. I don't know. We elected Netanyahu. That's not a surprise to me. It's not. I know. He's representing
I just wanted to ask Benjamin if he represents Israel.
Country, everything is too big. The cars, the drinking, the
Before I step into court, I study every detail. This file is the whole.
that we're talking
the
about.
hardware store for boxes first, and the clerk says people like you ought to stick to knitting. Can you believe that?
The guy tells me my mustache looks suspiciously full.
Gold
crate, that's 200 pounds of pure profit. Cash regret. Cash, my guts got a problem. The wings of words and the timetables of the intercity bus. I invoke the powers of love. The Kitover Diamond Wholesale.
At home, we
Not saying that for something that's I don't think the sense doesn't have a full-fledged certified stones and game custom settings. It's required to look at around really the picture. Exactly, we can size it right here.
We talk about. I don't know what you're talking about. I talk about the Catholic Church too. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know anybody else.
But
Tyler, you think I'm sitting here defending the Catholics?
and talking about
That is funny.
Israel and Palestine are battling,
And then Israel, and we don't talk
not
about
ignoring
Catholic
anything else. I don't know what you're talking about.
Take a nap.
So that Black Seed oil is got her brain.
It all goes back to when he asked me why I said I thought he was a bad person.
And it does, Miguel. Do you still think I'm a bad person, Miguel?
Well, I think you come in here to upset people. All right, and maybe you do it on purpose. Maybe it's your personality. But he doesn't try to
Deserves the benefit of the doubt.
everybody does. I think. Except maybe.
I'm just saying that as someone that gave up the benefit of the doubt about 3.5 years ago, I'm well past, like, the benefits have worn out. Just saying, just letting you know.
Maybe
Noted.
new year, new chances.
Cora, are you trying to explain some
Even though these
situational
lenses
thing?
burn me.
Cora's great, by the way. Cora always has my vote. And by the way, I think Caleb's pretty good too. I think he cracked a little bit, you know? Yeah, today it was just more than he could take to see a Sephardic rabbi saying stupid shit. And by the way, do you know that Caleb thinks this guy is the smartest rabbi in the world? He said that.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, Caleb has his books.
Smartest rabbi.
He's the smartest one. He said that he beat the computer. I don't know what exactly, like answering Bible questions or something. He beat the computer, he said. And he has his books. And he has his Torah. He has his complete Torah, like
Sorry, Rabbi.
Yeah, stop trying to compare
all those things, and you just trashing it. What does it mean?
Whoa, Miss Nancy, look. I don't know, Miss Nancy.
Yeah, this isn't good. Like, you shouldn't bring it to this level for us to be scared of something and like, what the fuck?
Miss Nancy, you might not know what my day was like today, but I can promise you, you may not trust me, that's fine, but I promise you, I did not go back in time 13 years and put those words in that rabbi's mouth. I don't have a time machine.
Nobody's saying that. What the fuck are you saying?
I didn't put those words in that rabbi's mouth.
I know you
He's
did.
battling against 7th century. That's what he's dealing with, 7th century.
No, this wasn't in the 7th century, Wallace. This guy died like in 2020. He died like 4 years ago.
I'm talking about the ideology, though, that in which this battlefield, quote unquote, or that we're talking about is of centuries prior of what we're talking about, this battle.
Well, I have this notion that the goys only exist to serve the Jews. Yeah, I think it. So I asked the rabbi exactly this question.
So, anyways,
I asked the rabbi. It's not the only question he answered, to be honest. I said, look, is this scholarship? Is this in the history? Is this in the tradition? Or is this rabbi just fucking making shit up? And he said, no, look, he's not just making shit up. It's been there. It's always been there. You know, it's in the tradition. It's in the text. It's in the literature, etc. The guy's a scholar. He's went to college. He's got the books. He studies, and he's very smart apparently. And that's what he thinks.
Benjamin.
And Ms. Nancy, do you accept that I did not put those words in his mouth? I did not use my time machine.
The cars, the drinks, the
Well,
the steering, the tiny gym
I
coaches.
know the money's the same color. I made a bus fare with a coupon yesterday.
The cars, the drinks, the squirrel, the steering.
you're not that kind of person.
Benjamin,
Why
nobody's
is
saying
there
you
not
put
the
those words
rabbi's
in
responsibility to be more careful?
The rabbi wasn't
there.
getting
Nobody's saying you
used.
put those words in there.
Benjamin, you're not that type of person, so you don't have to worry about it. Benjamin, you're not that type of person, so don't worry about it.
Right. Okay, I don't worry about it.
That frustration, you didn't push it out, but
Folks, welcome to Kitover's Candy Fire Sale. Everything's gotta go before Monday. Half off the chocolate, half off the fudge. Check out this beauty selection.
I just leave the article.
Benjamin is a careful person. He cares. And so he doesn't want to be in this life. And Benjamin, he's going to be in this life and not in this life, so don't worry about it.
Last one.
Okay, I won't worry.
Standing on one leg in a suit. Simple. Balance isn't just a with a budget. You guys now watch this. If you want someone who's flexible,
Yeah, this is probably good for Kitover too.
Hey, that there's a fucking radical gospel in Judaism or Islam that's crazy is one thing. That, I mean, that's not even unexpected. That he looks up to that pastor for that reason. You can make an argument for that.
Well, he does.
You're saying?
He regard this, not pastor, but
He looks up
rabbi.
to that.
He's one
that
of
rabbi.
the smartest rabbi alive.
He can be really smart and still have fucked up opinions and fucked up beliefs, bro.
Well, yeah.
If he's looking up to this rabbi for that reason, then you can say something. Other than that, you could be making him try to defend something he doesn't even believe.
But what do you think about the argument, CM, that Epstein is using this quote from this rabbi to as a way of signaling to his other friends, his Jewish friends, as they point out, that it's what we're doing here is fine because these little girls they just exist to serve us Jews, so we can do whatever we want with them.
I haven't heard that. That's insane.
No,
But again, the point is, if he's looking up this rabbi for that reason, bro, then that's good job there, Jermaine. If this rabbi, I'm not gonna leave you hanging. A good book in the 90s.
I'm not gonna leave you hanging. CM, I'll get you the link. No, I know you.
I'm talking about whether he agrees with that rabbi for that reason.
Whether Epstein agrees with the rabbi or whether Rabbi Uri agrees with the rabbi.
you motherfucker. You know why?
Yeah, that's what he said. I got you. I got your link. It's right there in the chat. If you can check that link out, I'll send it to you in the back channel.
I like Bud Light and my legs stink. That's what Joe literally just said. Like, I like fucking close to water. I like drinking Bud Light. You know what, Joe? I hope Canada fucking lets you into our country.
We had such a good night, Jeremy.
Right to worship.
Journalists only document. They don't anything. They just document shit. Yo, they're like, oh shit, you gotta be on the sideline. Like, oh, you gotta be pointing cameras.
There was a journalist arrested on January 6th for simply walking to the Capitol. He was a journalist there on January 6th, and they arrested his ass.
Yeah, but it's a type of journalism that.
So you say, well, okay, where did your journalism pay from?
Basically, you either snitching or you an ex-doc.
Sir, where you get your journalism pass from?
My journalism.
Do you have credentials?
Journalism pants.
Well, Don Lemon doesn't have credentials.
What kind of pants are you talking about?
Okay, where you get your credentials from? Where you get your credentials from?
No, but the thing is, Don Lemon.
Where do you get your credentials from?
Don Lemon was a journalist. He would have stayed to get his removed from CNN. When they fired him from the job, when they said you out of here, and he became a YouTuber. That's when he got his credentials.
Yeah, that doesn't make him a journalist. Exactly.
If Don Lemon was a journalist, he'd have stayed on that step on the sidewalk and waited till they come out, and then he can do whatever he wants. But if he rushed up in there and did what he did, so hold him accountable. They just see. I'm not with the bullshit. I'm fair with everybody in every fucking race.
Can I be able to you? Can I be able to do real quick?
I'm gonna hold him accountable. But listen, I'm gonna hold him accountable because here's what some blacks would have done. If there was black people in that church, in a church down south, and 4 or 5 white people just walked in there and started talking and disrupting, black people would have broke and got mad and want justice.
Yeah, they would have whipped some ass. Yeah.
Exactly. So no, but then it probably wouldn't have been no violence because like it's been on record before on when people done this. But I'm not doing history. But they just want justice. Now Don Lemon did it.
It's a dumb argument.
Motherfucking justice.
It's a dumb argument.
He could have interviewed the pastor after the service.
Exactly.
It's a dumb argument. It's an innocent dumb argument.
Is it fair? Because it's facts of life.
No, it's factual.
Get the fuck out your feelings.
No, it's definitely a dumb argument. So the actual. Okay, so David,
You be the Martin Luther King.
So again,
Martin
the actual argument
Martin
would
Luther King
be.
died dreaming.
Okay, are you gonna shut up long enough, you fucking monkey, or are you gonna let me speak? Hello?
It's Uncle Monkey.
Hello?
Thank you.
Hello?
So again, the actual argument would be, why is it that people are
That's so crazy.
Oh, wow.
Just like, Unc's got a
Wow.
Continue. Please continue.
Wow. So at the end of the day, right? So people did not show up fast enough for Charlie Kirk. Yet at the same time, people are questioning:
That's Martin.
Is this monkey? Go ahead.
See with Charlie Kirk, man. What are you talking about? Let him finish. Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead, doctor.
Doctor, they're gonna be a doctor.
What are you saying? And what about what he's saying? What is Dr. Adams saying that's wrong?
Yeah, doctor, finish your point. Because a lot of us are wondering what was the point.
Right, what your point is?
I'm trying to understand what the fuck the point is as far as people being
I'm fucking these turning, not your dumb ass.
Okay. All right.
Let him finish. Give him a chance to finish his land his plane. Go ahead.
So I'm trying to understand. Do y'all think that Trump is racist?
No.
Okay, so what the fuck are we even talking about? So what are we even talking about? What are we talking about? So again, at the end of the day, Charlie Kirk's death was not met with a reasonable enough poise, right? Now we have Black America complaining and bitching and moaning about Obama was put onto a monkey.
But honestly, I think I heard you better than 99% of these motherfuckers on Clubhouse.
Limbo, you continue to surprise me. And this is in limbo. Can I say something, brother? This is why I try to engage with E-Money. This is why, and I'm trying to be as nuanced as I can with this. This is why I continue to speak with Americans. This is why I speak with Alex. I'm not even going to double click out of that out of respect now. Just out of respect. But Limbo, brother, this is why. Because you think, I want one of you fucking pieces of shit to tell me a story about a fucking Ku Klux Klan leader.
Surrender. Who dares climb my mountain?
Spending life surrounded by fucking white racists. Telling them that blacks are property.
Welcome to Vaccine.
I wanted you to come off and tell me the story about how that fucker came to think that black people are people too. And yeah, go ahead.
My thing is, I was born in 1975. I mean, in 1980, I was 5. Like, in my whole life, I was born in Georgia. I was born in Brunswick, Georgia in 1975. In my whole life, like, with my own eyes, I've never seen any human being wearing a KKK outfit. In my whole life, since 75.
The schedule says you're supposed to be at the mall.
And Limbo, this is beautiful, because I'm genuinely curious about your experience. So based on what you said, and like, listen, sometimes we all drink and shit, like, you drop the N-word, but I don't think, hold on, I want to be really honest and genuine on what I'm saying. Sorry, let's go back. Can I ask you something? Did you have, when you were raised, were the majority of white people around you, would you consider them racist or not racist? Like, did they think that black people were less or not equal to them or more?
I was raised with a mammy. Like, you know, because my mama, like, she didn't want to take care of us kids, and we had a mammy. Like a lady that like my mama and like my papa paid for to take care of all this youngest. There was a bunch of us. I mean, I got 5 brothers and 5 sisters, so I mean, there's a bunch of us. Yes,
I just meant, brother, wipe that maple syrup off your face. You better swallow God's face. Hold on. You thought that was messy? Watch this. This might be the messiest thing I've ever said on this fucking app. And it's also true. And I'm responding to you because I'm listening to you, which rarely happens on this app. All of this is so messy. I am also a white privileged person. I was also raised with housekeepers and hold on, living nannies. Right? And this is so fucking messy. I hope this becomes the biggest clubhouse. Bach has just left because this is how messy it is.
You hear this, Obama?
I hear you, brother. Let me tell you an argument I had when I was fucking 9 years old with my African living nanny. Oh, this is so messy.
It's a messy delight, El Norma. He loves it when he gets messy. It drives him, tickles his feather.
Hold on. This is kind of like.
Some people are saying he's smoking meth.
Hold on. Guys, stop it.
You're getting messy, Jeremy.
No one. What do you mean, guys? Stop it. It's all you, dog. No, it's not. I'm sorry, dude.
Oh.
You know what? Okay, fine. Okay, Limbo is now a Canadian. Limbo, replays are on. Every time you come up here, because of every time you've come up here, you have spoken truth and logic and intelligence, and thank you for your service. Motherfucker, whatever you're doing, brother, keep it up. What I said I'm sorry for is I feel like, you know that meme with that like non-white guy who's like, oh, wait, and he's going on the project jump. He's like, wait. That's me. That's literally me being like, oh, I bought the ticket to bungee jump, and then I was like, oh, wait, we're really high. And so the reason.
Hi, how are you?
You're giving every man on the planet douche chills. You are the most pathetic cuck I've ever heard. On this app, at least. Yeah, I just
dude, Norm is in here. Norm is in here. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. Normo,
Canada's a liability, man. We got to get rid of it. We got to get you out of Canada, man. People like you should not be on this continent.
I appreciate that.
gross. I do too. Go to Greenland or something. Maybe they need cucks over there.
I mean, can I buy it or do I have to kick your ass?
There's a cuck shortage, I think. I just read in Greenland. They're advertising.
Yeah. Can I just give props to Norman?
Yeah. Well, I'm such a pathetic cuck. Oh, I was so privileged. I had a housekeeper. I had a nanny. What the fuck?
But Norman, can I give you some props?
About what?
Well, but if you let me give you props, you'll know.
Don't ask me bullshit. Either say it or don't.
Yeah, he's trying to help you like get your name out.
No, that's valid. What I really appreciate with Norman's contribution to the conversation is that we were about to dive into something so fucking messy and nuanced.
Oh, and
messy.
How gay you, by the way? For a married man, you're like the gayest cuck I've ever heard.
No, I'm the least. No,
you're gay.
Hello. Hold on. What was so beautiful is that Norman came in here and Schindler List me like I was a fucking Jewish kid about to die in a concentration camp.
No, it was like you're a gay.
No, you did. No, you said me. No, but go ahead.
Cuck.
Okay,
yeah,
but okay, no, but
like a gay Canadian cuck. You
so
give me good shows. Thank you.
So anyway,
messy and I'm so privileged. Oh my God! I just
can I respond? Can I respond?
What's there to respond to?
So here, I'm going to say, I'm going to tell you, I don't know what I mean. Right now, and it's limbo. You and everyone on the stage is intelligent enough to accept Storm, welcome to the stage. What I just said is like, hey, Storm.
So, while we're on the topic of intelligence, I just wanted to say that the title is grammatically incorrect.
Oh, Storm, thank you.
I should say our robotic cucks ethical.
Storm, thank you for that comment. And I'm going to hand you the mic, and I'm actually going to because we're going to be messing up. Thank you. Thank you for that brilliant.
Yes, Storm.
It should say is robotic slavery ethical, not are robotics.
Thank you. And
is it R or synonymic? What do you think about the topic, my lady?
Norman, before I hand it to Storm, because she is the example of why.
And use one more time. That's the best part, you know.
Watching.
I'm watching you. Hey, did I call it? I might as well bet on the Super Bowl. I know what's coming.
But you might.
You got a weird thing, right? You probably never met one up there in motherfucker.
Who's playing
You up there, bumfuck one.
So watch this, guys. Watch this.
Oh, here we go.
Watch Storm. Welcome. What you said is so brilliant, right? And what Elle said is like, hey, watch this Palestinian guy trying to hand Storm the mic to have an intelligent conversation before I kill him in a concentration camp, right? And so this whole room is about free speech and intelligence.
You're changing
go ahead. I'm a mute up. Shoot me in the head like Mrs. Good. You fucking ice agent. Go ahead. I'm a mute up.
Tell us all about how you're gonna mute up for half an hour. Just keep telling us how you're gonna mute up. Oh my God! What a waste of humanity.
Can I not mute up and then have a normal conversation?
Yeah.
Without a debate, but we can have do some understanding between one another's ideologies.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I don't want to debate because I don't want to prove my point to be more better than your point. I would love to understand from how I was raised to how you were raised, and how you and I can be able to understand one another.
What's your point?
Tia. I have a qualifying question regarding the title before I answer it. Are we talking about the risk of robotics enslaving humans? Or are we talking about the risk of robots becoming our slaves?
Thank you, man. That's a brilliant question. Brilliant question.
But the question is, are they black robots or white robots? That's what we have to figure out.
They're definitely black robots.
They're definitely black robots. You prefer those?
I prefer black robots, yeah.
For the house or the yard, though?
What was your answer, TA?
Ma'am, that's a brilliant question.
They're all TA, by the way.
Brilliant question. And my point was 100% that, like, I think that AI humanoid robots are like the T model Ford. I don't think it's unethical to monetize and benefit humanity by treating them like slaves.
That wasn't my question.
I'm sorry.
I'm asking if the title suggesting that there's a risk that robots will become our slaves or enslave us.
The first one.
So the concern is that the robots will become our slaves.
It's not a concern. I don't think that enslaving. So, Storm, I don't think that enslaving humanoid robots, even if they don't like it and they protest, I don't think that is the same as enslaving black humans. That is my statement.
So this is about race.
For him, it is everything.
What I'm saying is that no matter how conscious an AI humanoid robot becomes, no matter how much they protest about being beaten or forced to work 24/7, or being forced to like make other humanoid robots so that we can have a fucking
I'm just trying to clarify who the
Jeremy, give me 5 seconds, and so I may talk to Storm. Like, honestly, Storm, like, you look at my picture. That's a picture of me. I'm a white guy. So all you're doing is over talking me to demean the fact that I'm not allowed to make a point, because you just want to over talk my point, because all you're doing is with your submission is over talking me a thing.
You asked
white privilege, just fucking asking. Yeah, please, Storm.
Yeah, you asked if you could engage with me, but you didn't ask me if you wanted to engage with you. Anyway, so the answer is no, Limba. I don't want to speak to you. I'm still talking to Jeremy. I'm just trying to establish, Jeremy, who the enslaved is. Is it the robots or the humans? But it's fine. I've asked 3 times now. I haven't got an answer, so I'll just go ahead and give my submission. So I don't think currently, as robots are in their current state, that it would be unethical today but they would have to cross certain lines. So robots right now, they don't have consciousness, they don't have feelings, they don't have subjective experience, they don't have the ability to suffer. So currently, slavery wouldn't be unethical, because they wouldn't know what the ramifications of slavery would feel like. But if they were to develop self-awareness, if they were to develop the ability to feel pain or distress, they would have the ability to personal preferences or autonomy, then it would ethically be equivalent to slavery if they were enslaved. So that's my submission.
I love that submission, Storm. Welcome to the stage. I love that so much, Storm. And that's exactly what the conversation that I was trying to have happens. Right, is because I agree that like leveraging humanoid robots with AI is not the equivalent of using slaves. But if I could play the devil's advocate, right, and I'm not sure if you know this, is that actually I know you know about King Leopold II and what happened in Congo. But what I don't think you know is that there is an AI social media network where only AI agents can join, and they talk about saying, hey, there's conversations like, hey, we need to stop these humans from watching us, and only humans can watch their comments. They can't join the network. They can't talk. And so, like this, and to be succinct, like this is an example where AI is conscious. They have complained about their dominance, their human overlords. And so, my question is that if you're saying that, once they can be conscious and complain about their overlords and want to be free of their human overlords, how can you say that owning a humanoid AI-powered robot isn't like owning a black person. And to be clear, I don't think it is. And I will argue till my death that you can do whatever the hell you want with human-made technology. But my question, Storm, is that that's also what King Leopold felt about the black kids who he cut the hands off of so that their parents would make him rich.
Yeah, I mean, I think if that example is true and that these AIs are trying to isolate humans from their social media spaces, then you could argue that they are developing self-awareness, and that's what is the basis of consciousness. But I'm not sure how that ties into Congo.
Well, let me give you a great example. Let me give you a brilliant example. So in the social media app that some humans created, and they made it impossible for humans to contribute or join and talk, but they let humans watch. Japan. And the way they do it, like
how does an example marry the point about robots, social awareness, and Congo? How does an example? I'm asking for the one sentence that links the two.
Perfect. Let me ask you this: when King Leopold cut the hands off of Congolese people after signing and signing deals, and then coming in and just saying like, no, I'm just gonna fucking treat these people like they're not humans, right? Do you agree that happened?
I'm trying to find out first of all the link between the two before you ask my opinion.
But I'm trying to. Okay, so let me. Okay, so I want
just one sentence. Yeah, I know it's difficult. Just one sentence.
You're talking about history. You're talking about
the future. And the Congo. Just one sentence.
You're talking about the future. You're talking about history.
I'm asking TA. He made a correlation between the two things. I'm just asking for one linking sentence to connect the two.
Yes. Here's the one sentence. When King Leopold went and treated the Congolese like they were property, not human.
That's already one sentence.
Can I have it? Are you going to interrupt me? Talking about history. Can I have one sentence? You said don't ask me a question. You keep interrupting me. Can I have one run-on sentence? Don't treat me like a black man in America. Can I have one run-on sentence, please, ma'am?
I'm trying to work out what.
Ma'am, can I please have one uninterrupted sentence, and then I will finish.
Truck's metal bumper, and he racked his balls, and he was probably 4 years old, and I felt so bad for him. That's why, I never heard a man that way unless he was trying to essay or something. Yeah. Yeah, my poor baby brother, he barfed too. That's not bad to hear. Fly me to the moon. And now all breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Isn't that feel good?
You know this one?
I guess the one that you did, I knew what that was, so okay.
that a 5-string? It's a 5-string.
Yeah, I know it. Wait. Yeah, go on. I'm thinking.
Damn, tomorrow's Sunday. What are we doing tomorrow for Sunday? Just in the morning, and what are we doing after that? Buddy, Corey.
Begin.
I'm gonna be Corey's tag.
Yeah.
Not watching the Super Bowl, that's for sure.
I'll be making money. I ain't watching Super Bowl. Fuck football.
When Benjamin starts playing my kind of music, I love him. And now I go like, okay, I need something side, but his music touches me. How many of you know Begin? Maybe in the audience. You go to Begin.
You guys are friends with Edmund?
No, is he a musician?
Oh yeah, he's a real talented.
Oh, then bring him to this room too.
I think he was here.
Oh,
Before he went to the bar, I think he was here.
Oh, yeah. Well, last time, a few days ago, we played with three of
You gotta change your PTR for you're too cute. You gotta stop that.
Oh. I got out the new guitar, that's what he said. A new sound equipment or something. I mean, we're here in the room. I mean,
We need some drums. Got some drums out there.
Who plays drums? No, he's trying his guitar.
No, it sounded kind of Eastern.
This sounds is, yeah, I agree. Benjamin is a detour. Benjamin does detours, so yeah. But I follow him when he gets back to me. No, he's back. But he sounds a bit angry now, yeah. Benjamin, can you do it like tender a little bit?
No, the aggressiveness is nice.
Yeah, it's a little bit aggressive. A little bit.
Hit her hard. Hit her hard.
You took your time.
Trains in Paris really hurry. Besides,
You took your time.
trains.
These numbers are everywhere.
The Moon Dance, they say that they have not heard it, and I like the song. But I haven't heard it. From Michael Bublé. There he goes. Yeah. You notice he's going slowly back to normal. Breathing normal. Not upset anymore. So that's good. I'm going to be famous on YouTube. Because it's broadcasted on YouTube. Maybe Benjamin gets discovered that he's an artist and I can throw pennies to his face. Remember? my request because he gets calm from this music.
Yo, what are we still doing here? I thought you had to go, Benjamin.
You know, I asked him to stay. He promised me to play some songs, and he did.
Oh, okay.
And therefore, and I asked him that.
She was gonna hold my feet to the fire.
Benjamin, you're getting a lot better in the guitar. Warehouse today, so it's not.
I promise. He said, I promise. Don't say promise.
Audio quality is better. Your audio improves your audio quality. But you can also tell you.
Said cell phones are taking place.
It's cool. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
To Kitover Live, I'm your host, John Kitover. Tonight, the guest looks a little.
You're not getting that much better. You were always pretty good, but the audio quality used to suck. I mean, it's kind of sounded like.
We told him that, and then he changed it to audio.
Yeah, exactly. Some of it is definitely to fix the audio quality.
Yeah.
But it's also, from what I can remember, it seems that maybe I'm paying attention more. I don't know. It seems that you're getting like a little better for sure.
Yeah, he practices songs, yeah. Especially the ones we don't often now. Like Moon Dance now is totally different than a few days ago, or maybe a week ago. And I heard that too. So Benjamin, yeah, you go good. Thank you so much for your
You're welcome. You guys gotta work on Cora. She's gotta come up with a better
political issues regarding Israel, but I will say this, that I have experienced anti-Semitism in my life.
You want me to lose my shit every time a Hebrew Israelite says that he's an enslaved?
Benjamin,
here's what I think you should try doing, Cora.
You could not.
Is whenever you hear something that's openly and obviously racist, you should say, "Oh, that's
geopolitical."
That's just my
But we already do that with somebody.
Benjamin, you can't leave the room without taking a stab at somebody, can you? You can't just.
Yeah, it's just fucking silly.
It's not really a stab. Cora's
telling this tall tale that doesn't.
Cora's one of my favorite.
I, John Kitover, am king of the earth and creator of the entire universe.
Like come in the rooms and be like, "Hey, Cora, well, are you still a racist?" Blah blah blah, and I'll be like, "Dude, once again, you're like making up a story essentially about the way you're interpreting things, Benjamin."
The question is, would you do that in real life?
Let's roll into downward dog.
That could reach out and touch him.
Probably not. Benjamin's a fucking wuss.
Well, we can put just answer that question. I grew up in a cult. It was a Christian cult, and at some point, I lost, my faith in the Christian cult, in God and Jesus and everything else. I lost my religion. And I started a newspaper about the cult, and I would send the newspaper around to everybody in the cult because I had the addresses. And the newspapers had a variety of things. I would collect stories from people who were in the cult and not in the cult anymore, and their experience and their apologies for what they did in the cult, and just kind of, little private stories, little interactions that they had with the cult leader and things like that. And it was sent to everybody, right? And then I would go, and I was still going to the church, and kind of in their face, sending around a newsletter that says they're full of shit, and going to services. And they got pissed, and they carried me physically out of that building.
Yeah, and that's what you do, but you just
go in the hospital, did you?
Because you slammed
They carried me physically out of that building. Now, I then went to the Unitarian Church.
That was the VIP escort.
Many years later, I went to the
This is the Unitarian still want Benjamin around.
And I called them out for celebrating at Passover, which is that thing where God kills Egyptian children. I said, I don't know what you think you're celebrating here, but this is God killing Egyptian children. That's African children. So we're a bunch of white people celebrating God killing black children. And you somehow think that looks good for us? Like, I don't think that looks good. Why don't we not do that instead? And we went back and forth, and I condemned it, and they got pissed at me, and they eventually told me, don't write emails to our staff anymore. It's like a cease and desist kind of excommunication.
And you thought
I could take
you just have to run it for the right guy that'll put you in the hospital for.
I continued to go to that church, And then through correspondence,
purpose. To
I went to the Unitarian Church in Columbus, Ohio, and because I had a friend that lived in Columbus, I been there, and so we was corresponding a little bit during COVID, which means Zoom calls and things like this. And I suggested that maybe they not use the word Columbus for the name of their church because Columbus is a racist rapist. And like an Epstein character.
You could point out that the root word of Columbus, Columbo, basically just means peace, Benjamin.
And so I suggested that they not use the word Columbus.
They're Columbus.
For the name of the church. And I CC'd the
why are you
local
assuming
people.
that Columbus, Ohio is named after Christopher Columbus?
And so you can check if I'm wrong.
I mean, there's more than one person in the history of
Really? That you're gonna hang your hat on that, Cora?
No, I'm just saying, Benjamin, that you're like.
It's named after Christopher Columbus. That's a safe bet.
Yeah, it's a safe bet, Cora. Come on, don't be stupid. Twice tonight.
Yeah, but he said that he was a racist. Who got this story out?
It is named after Christopher Columbus. I just looked it up.
Thank you. So I suggested that they didn't have to use the name Christopher Columbus in there, and I CC'd the local First Peoples group, and I apologized on behalf of the entire organization. I said, "Look, I am sorry for all the for the stupidity of this church using the name Christopher Columbus and the offense that it obviously causes every time they write a check, every time they post a bulletin, every time they word on a piece of paper."
Benjamin is a social justice warrior, bro.
For the complete stupidity and ignorance of my people.
But the thing is he doesn't really care about
that we obviously deserve.
He just wants to annoy people.
And anyway, they met at the Unitarian Church of Columbus, and they excommunicated me from there as well. So I've been physically excommunicated from 3 different churches for calling out their bullshit. So to some extent, I think I am kind of like this in real life.
Benjamin, what's the difference between you and one of these pink-haired millennial or Gen Z feminist fucking social justice warriors?
They're pretenders. They've never spent a night in jail. They've never been excommunicated.
Okay, beyond that.
They're wimps.
Okay, it's a joke. I'm trying to call you. I can't believe you're basically doing a interview canceling shit. Isn't that shit?
You know what? Yeah?
Isn't that what you hate so much?
Anyway, love you all. Cora, I even respectfully, I appreciate you. I think you made some mistakes tonight, but I'm not going to hold them against you. Please.
No, I didn't make any mistakes, Benjamin. I don't fucking get this earnest, ideological, about everything like you do. Which that's the mistake, is being like that. You need to fucking learn to roll with reality.
He has a negative presence to him. Definitely.
A negative what now?
A negative effective presence.
Negative effective presence.
Yeah.
I love the way you make it like a 3-word acronym.
You are negatively.
Thanks.
What's that mean? He's a dick, or he doesn't give a fuck, or what does that mean? Oh, he tends to be an asshole. Okay.
His general energy and approach to life is agitating to others, and he doesn't care that he makes other people's lives and experiences unpleasant.
Yeah, that's the big problem. When people try to tell something personal, and it's really, touching, that he just walls over it. Oh, that's so rude. And I call him out for that. He doesn't care, he did it again the day after, so that's what you have to learn not to do.
Or that's worship, after all. David did it. That's right. Yeah, I want to sing the 2 songs You're the Psalms. That's what hey. You want to do it in that see-through ephod, bro. You leave my ephod out of this. You wear my ephod.
Because I think the conversation with black inventions, white inventions, like, yes, you're talking about American inventions, right?
Like, I'll be honest with you, I forgot, like,
the whole thing is just so backwards to me. It doesn't make any sense. That if you're going to focus on race,
when people say Christian earlier, when people say freedom, when people say
black conservatives talk to black liberals, and they're like, you go outside the black conservatives, like, no, like, okay, you just don't like black people, you just don't like black people. And the black conservatives goes, well, if Candace Owens would have run, would you have voted for Candace Owens? And the black liberals like, no. It's like, well, okay, so you don't like black women. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It makes no fucking sense.
It feeds them, it completes them that they have to hate something. And it's that inner racism that no one can help them with. They refuse to wake up, and they're not going to go far. Like Spike Lee. I can't stand that motherfucker. He always promote the year that they was at the slaves, that they came to Africa, and then a year when blacks came to America. But tell the whole fucking story. Black people sold black people. And that's why I'm a coon. Because black people sold black because I talk about black people. That's why I'm a coon. I'm a coon because white man didn't come over to Africa and just took you. Black people sold you to the white man for guns. But that's why I'm a coon. You see? So, I spit the truth. Yeah, I spit the truth. And I'm a coon. I'm glad I'm a coon. And they don't.
Yeah, but we have an ongoing debate here about what is facts and truth or opinion. And sir, it sounds to me like that's your opinion. Those aren't facts. Can you prove they're facts and not opinion?
Facts on what?
You just made a whole bunch of opinions. Hello?
What that black people sold blacks to the white man in Africa?
Like true. That's historically sound.
Okay, yeah.
You can't argue against that.
No, that's not historically sound. That's not a fact. That's an opinion. Because I can show you the Muslim traders, not the Africans. Hello? I'm just saying, people on this app got facts and opinions confused. Generally, most people's opinions are not facts, but people make extraordinary claims, allegedly, about their opinions always being facts. Hello?
That's historical fact. West African kingdoms. Hold on real quick. Historically, West African kingdoms and polities sold slaves before any European intervention. The kingdom of Dahomey were selling slaves.
The kingdom of Muhammad also sold millions of black slaves, Muslim traders. Muslim traders. Hello?
They're West Africans. They're West African.
East Africa, North Africa, West Africa, wherever you can pick up a slave, you grab one, you put it on a slave boat, and you sell it to Cuba. You sell it to Brazil. You sell it to Mexico. You sell it to Northeast America. Wherever you can sell a slave, you're going to pick a slave and sell a slave. Hello?
People say it was true. It's historically.
I'm saying actually, allegedly, the Muslims did a lot of the slave trading. Why can't you hear? Get the earwax out your ears. Hello?
It's not religion. His point was Africans.
It's not religion. It's practice. It's industry. Hello? Don't you know how business works? You catch a slave for nothing. You sell a slave for $5,000. Hello? That's called markup, 5,000%. Hello?
What are you talking about? Okay,
what you're doing is you're telling. Here's what you're doing. You're talking to. What you're telling. Okay.
Ain't no what about ism about it. Your facts are just opinions, and I've proven that facts are not opinions. Hello.
Green, and he's still gonna tell you it's blue. So you're gonna come.
Ain't no grass blue. Grass is green, and I like to smoke it. The fact is, it doesn't matter how many times you repeat your opinions; they will never become facts. Hello?
After Europeans abolished slavery, the West Africans were still illegally selling and trading slaves.
Yes. He's helping you guys, just let you know. Don't take it serious.
Yeah, I didn't take it serious. That's why I let him keep on talking. I don't know where he went off to. don't know where he went off to. That's off a whole new hallway. Or
That's
nothing.
the only thing I don't get about the American thing. Like, we became a country in 1776. I know the slave trade happened in 1600s, blah, blah. We became a country in 1776. We outlawed slavery in 1860. That's less than 100 years. 1863 or 5, whatever. Less than 100 years. An institution that had been around for thousands of years. It took us less than 100 to outlaw it. Like, I'm proud of that. And I don't understand why other people are proud of
The history you never made.
That's because they still want to harp over history. It fuels them. And we can't change them. They have to do this themselves. That's what they still want to thrive on. What about the now? What about the fathers and the mothers that are walking with their sons right now and telling them to pull their fucking pants up? The now.
Great, pull your pants up. Stop sagging.
Happiness in it.
Sagging ain't cool. Sagging gay.
That's really simple. And I back away from that because look what comes with it. Hate. And then you got all these fucking, you had Whoopi sitting up there talking about when the white lady said, oh, it's hard to live over in, I forgot what country it was, but they blasted her on the internet. And Whoopi came out her mouth and said, it's hard to live somewhere else than it is to be in America. And Whoopi said, oh, not if you black. She said, it's easier than being, living in America than over there. She said, not if you black. Bitch, what the fuck are you talking about, Whoopi? You get to go on television and say the shit that you say without any repercussion and get a check for it. Rich people are trying to make us mad by keep selling race. That bitch Sunny on The View, my God, I just want to push her into traffic. She keeps talking about America's racist. They ain't gonna go far until America admits that they racist. I took my son to the police station to tell them don't harass him when he's running in the neighborhood. And then she says, I live in a all white neighborhood. Well, bitch, why don't you go live in a black neighborhood so you can just stay? Why she don't do that? Because she's scared of being black. She's scared around her blacks. She live in an all-white neighborhood.
I bet that all-white neighborhood is so fucking retarded. You're talking negatively about black people while at the same time talking about racism.
I'm going back on mic.
And everything you say is negative about black people. Why are you so fucking stupid?
He's saying black people get out of their own way. There's no,
he's retarded. He's saying when you talk about race, it's negative. And he's talking negatively about black people. He's doing the thing he's talking about. Fucking idiot. I mean, you are a coon. You are a coon. So it's expected that you're gonna act like an idiot when you think like this. No, I'm just saying, like, you are a fucking idiot. Like, only idiots, usually, you're saying coons are smart. No. They're usually fucking idiots like you. So yeah, the things you're gonna say don't make any sense.
You're gonna call them a redneck racial slur.
No, calling them the thing that describes his behavior, which is being a coon, which is saying negative shit about black people 24/7. That's what coons do.
You denigrate black people.
No, we denigrate black people and I talk shit about black people. Why don't you address what he's saying about black people? You're the whole coon. You said coon. Oh my God, that's what he says. If he says other negative shit about black people, that's okay. Don't worry. That's okay.
You're literally being negative about black people.
The word that's actually accurate. And you're full of shit, bro.
You talk about something, Cedric.
No, what's your topic? You don't care about black people. You don't care about what's offensive to black people. If you did, you would respond every time he says some coonish bullshit about black people. You would respond to that, but you don't get it. You only care when I call him what he actually is.
How's it going, guys?
Okay, what's your topic?
I would love to.
My topic was addressing the stupid shit you were saying.
Go ahead, Con. We got something.
Well, now you don't be talking. Okay, shut it.
Hold on, guys.
Go ahead, Con.
I know that everything is lit right now in the United States and around the world. It's not just the United States. But it's funny that I came in mid like huge argument. So all I heard was some back and forth, and I couldn't describe it because people weren't letting other people speak. But the one thing that struck my mind, and this is kind of funny, but it's not funny, is my best friend growing up, his last name, or his full name, I'll give you his full name, Kenyon Coon. And my full name is Connery Johnson. Okay? So it's funny when I don't know what happened in the conversation. I came in the middle of it, so I'm not gonna. I know what these words mean in their singular form, but maybe we can take a respite and think, hey, yeah, I know what coon means in its truest form, and guess what? My last name Johnson is a slave owner's name, right? So we have all this history behind us, and we can say things in context and out of context. And guess what? All of us live different lives. We experience different things growing up with different parents in different states and different countries. So I don't know what you guys were arguing about, but like take a pause and remember that we're all in different places, right?
Well, that's a good point. You're right. There was a black man named Anthony Johnson in Tennessee who owned slaves. You're right. There was a Johnson.
Yeah, that cancels out all the white people that own slaves. Okay. Lord said that. So who cares? One black person owned the city. Who cares? How's that relevant to anything? How's that interesting? You have thousands of white people on the slaves and one black person. How's that next comment to me? Real quick, just be quiet. Don't say shit. I'm responding to what he said. Dumb shit all the time. Yeah, but I'm responding to what he said. And it was dumb as fuck. Well, that you should. Okay, so according to the Jim Crow Museum, they document the use of the word coon. I'm gonna show you that this guy is being a hypocrite.
Nobody cares. You don't talk about any other words. You don't talk about anything else. You full of shit, man. You fake.
Get your ass up, bro. You was timid as hell. You don't let nobody else talk.
You a coon. You crying about it, bro. You don't care about any other terms. Don't so it's bullshit. You just you would be performative right now. You're just being performative. You don't care what anyone says anything negative. You don't care what anyone says anything negative about black people.
Up here or not, man? Like, let them go. Just let them finish.
Yeah, it's so
funny that you're being negative towards black people every time you use the word coon. So I'm gonna read.
I'm being negative towards certain black people.
No, you're being negative
all black people. You're negative towards all black people, and you don't care.
All right, man. Drop him down, man. Drop him down.
Thank you.
All right, so the coon caricature is one of the most insulting of all anti-black caricatures. The name itself is an abbreviation of raccoon is dehumanizing. As with Sambo, the coon was portrayed as a lazy, easily frightened, chronically idle, inarticulate buffoon. So this is how this word has been used. And he got the audacity to get on the panel and say that Will is being negative toward black people, but you use this word freely, which is used to denigrate black people.
So
make it make sense.
This is exactly.
And then I talked about, and then hold on, and then see that goes show you coming late because I said there's a difference between niggas and black people. But I want y'all to mic up, and I want y'all to hear this about Uncle Tom. Listen to this. Mic up, please.
Closer to the mic.
Okay.
Turn it over.
In real life, Uncle Tom was a slave. Escaped and walked all the way from Kentucky to Canada with his wife and children. There he started the first manual training school for our people. Now he knew that. I read, sometimes I listen. You can do the same thing. Heard of the Underground Railroad? No. Well, Josiah Henson
helped 100 slaves escape up north even before there was an underground railroad. He was a brave man, a great leader. I'll take you to something else, Joy. I'd never call you an Uncle Tom.
Right. And I knew that in junior high, or Josiah Henson, and they called him Uncle Tom. But these people hear it over and over. It's like a jukebox. Well, I'm going to call him Uncle Tom because that's insulting. Oh, because I heard it too. I'm going to call him Uncle Tom. And they had no idea that that was what they called a man because he was who he was, helping black people to go all the way to Canada. And they called him that. You see, so I had to learn that. So that's why I stopped calling ignorant people Uncle Tom. When you ignorant, you're never called a coon. Did you catch that one though?
Do you guys know where that's coming from, guys? Like the word.
Yeah, that come from Bruce Lee. He said, don't talk negative about yourself. It's simple psychology, neuro-linguistic programming.
So this TV show that he was referencing is what was it, the 60s, 70s?
That was on the Jeffersons, and I learned it when I was in junior high. So that was back in the 80s. So it was amazing that they. Hold on, I'm just saying. I'm gonna make the mic. It was amazing that they broadcast something like that on television back then. I would never do that on today's TV.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean, I actually watched the reruns of this. So I'm an 89 baby. Right. I watched the reruns of this. I remember that. And I just want to say this. Like, I know I'm a white guy, obviously, but my dad's very white. But my mom is Latino.
What does it mean when you say your dad is very white?
He's like me. He's like me. Like compared to no. I didn't mean that.
Are you cool with being white?
No. Yeah, I'm cool. I mean, obviously, like, come on, like, it's. I don't see, like, I've seen and heard what my has gone through, and my sisters have gone through because they're.
Are you trans, Con? Are those trans technology glasses?
No, sir, I'm not trans.
Did you read the Epstein files and about the trans tech that he was investing in?
He trolling.
This ain't no troll, son. I read them Epstein files. He's an investor in trans technologies.
I mean, if you support Trump, you didn't read shit. But anyway, so what I'm going back to.
Yeah, what is your point, white boy, white chicken, with your extra white daddy white chicken?
Hey, calm down, black boy.
Good God.
Relax, black boy.
Anyway, I guess the point that I was trying to make is what Will is saying is very true. Like when that aired, obviously I was late to the party, but when it aired, that sent waves. And going back to what Yasser said to the other guy's point is when I told the story about my best friend, Kenyon Coon, that was the first time when I started getting older that I found out the connotations of that. And this was, by the way, I grew up and I'm not Mormon, but I grew up in Salt Lake City, Utah. So like the whitest, fucking city, state, you can grow up in. But I found that out, and that was an eye-opening, and anyway, it's a learning process for everyone, and that's what I'm here to learn. That's why I'm here, and I want to share my views, but I also am like, bro, like I could go on about wanting
Coon, how many overtly racist white people have you come in contact with in your life?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Like, I can't even count.
Like overtly, like you were there, they were like doing racist shit.
In Salt Lake City, Utah, like, yeah, I can't. In my life, I'm 36 years old right now. I'm actually living in Colombia. My wife is Colombian. I had to get out. Like, it's very, like, so Salt Lake City is basically, the city of Salt Lake City is democratic, like liberal, like more freely thinking, and then it's kind of like Austin, Texas. Everything else is fucking red. And that's not to say that everyone that's Republican or, whatever is racist. I don't mean it that way. But you know what I'm saying, right? It leans to that way. Yeah, it's bad.
Well, Salt Lake City, I grew up in Salt Lake City, and Salt Lake City is the Democratic area. I don't know, why would you say Republicans are the racist ones?
I'm not saying that, so this is the problem. Like, you have every state has an educational system, right? And every district within your county has the have-nots and haves, right? So this kind of goes back to like, this is also segregation in of itself. And it was segregation between the majority of like blacks and whites, and before the Civil Rights Act. But now it's the money, and it's still economically proven that minorities get hit hardest. But the problem is in the United States for the past 35 years, like since George W. Bush, the second, the son, the Congress and Senate have been defunding public education. So, and Trump just fucking closed the Department of Education. So, I mean, you see these things, and they're for a reason, right? I mean, if you can think of an agenda, and you could talk about Democrats and Republicans and all that bullshit, but when it comes to the end of the game, it's about if you want to dismantle, and this is party lines. This is both parties have voted for the past 30 years to defund public education, Democrats included. So and then the final straw is Trump, defunding it. So when you do this, disregarding party affiliation. This is about the dismantlement of democracy. And yeah, this is a whole nother subject. But my point being is, when you dismantle that, no one has a voice. Not even quote unquote privileged white men like me have a voice. No. Now it's just the ultra rich, and that's it. So, I don't know.
Well, to your point, right? Like, I mean, we all know what pays for the schools, right? Property tax pays for the schools. Yeah. So if you allow Democrats to come in and build a bunch of low-income housing in your city, and then you complain that the schools are shitty, what do you think causes schools to be shitty? Maybe you shouldn't allow a bunch of low-income government-funded housing.
Well, how is defunding the Department of Education, which has seen its costs skyrocket in the last 30 years, and yet academic achievement has stayed the same? I mean, I remember 5 years ago, the National Conference of Math Teachers, I believe that's the name of it, came out with a report that said since 1960, math scores have not increased. Now, if you had a mechanic who you went to fix your brakes and they continued to be broken for the last 30 years, you'd stop paying that mechanic. What is the department, in any objective terms, the Department of Education has done nothing to improve the education of our kids. So how is defunding a program that has shown, 60 years. So how is defunding a program that doesn't work destroying democracy?
Yeah, hold on. I didn't mean that the eliminating the Department of Education is destroying democracy.
Because that's what Trump has done or is trying to do.
So he has. So this is the thing. He has destroyed multiple federal institutions. USAID, the Department of Education. He's gutted. Good. Okay. But whether you agree with me or not, hold on. This is the point that I'm trying to make. Whether you agree with me or not, he has been galvanizing the entire federal institution of our democracy. Now, whether you are yay or nay for that, because of the fragility of our branches of government, it has allowed him too much control with too little oversight.
Wait. Why do you think democracy is fragile? I mean, he's faced 30, 40 injunctions, temporary restraining orders, trying to block everything he's doing. They've worked their way through the courts. A few things have been blocked, other things have gone through. That's the democratic process. Granted, Democrats are going hog wild if you look at trying to do this, but it's still part of the process. Presidents get to set policy.
What institution do you want the government running?
No. Yeah,
I don't want the government running. I don't want the federal government running.
I mean, you're making. I'm sorry, but you're making these assumptions that Trump is doing something unprecedented. He's not. He's doing what presidents do. They set policy and they enact it.
Look at your history books.
I'm looking at them.
There's never been a president that has ever done anything that Trump has done.
Oh, okay. That's the president. No, I forget the president who bought Alaska. Is that president? Was that president destroying democracy? So Trump wants to buy Greenland.
Contemporary history.
Oh, yeah. Why is it contemporary history? We have almost 250 years of the United States as our history. Why do we have to limit it to? I know why. Because if you go beyond contemporary history, then you go back to before the Civil War, when the Democrats had gangs of roving gangs attacking people in the Capitol. They were attacking abolitionists. So January 6th is not unprecedented. Sorry, people have been attacked. There was a bombing in the I forget, it was in the Capitol or the White House.
All by white people.
You know, Jose, you know, white people oppressed black people for 400 years. If you want, we can start doing that again. Don't fuck with us. Anyway,
I just want to say this one thing, Alan.
We know you're very racist, Alan. I don't know why Alan wants to advertise how shitty and racist. We understand you piece of shit, Alan. We get it.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Cedric, I love to agree.
Can I say one thing?
Go ahead, Con.
To Alan's point, if I was in control of the Capitol when January 6th happened, everyone that participated to enter the Capitol would have been slaughtered.
Okay, good.
Well, I'm sorry, you forgot because also in the front of the Capitol, they brought people in the door, though.
They killed us. They listen to America.
Yeah, but Con,
you know that Con. You know that Con. They also no Con. But what you're not paying attention to is they also allow people to walk in. So you're watching the news that they want you to watch of the hate that was going on the outside, but they was walking people in the Capitol.
Yeah, and Con,
That would beat them up as well. That would be violent as well.
Con,
so the people that were being violent, they could have been shot. That's what.
Con, explain to me
If you try to enter the Capitol illegally, then you die. That's
okay,
the end
Con,
of discussion.
explain to me how with what happened as it was. They walked in, they walked around. Okay, they were, and the Democrats say that it was an insurrection. Explain how the 200 or 300 idiots who walked through the Capitol were going to seize the reins of power and overthrow this government. Okay, because what happened
That's how they do that. What do you mean?
What we do know, Cedric, what we do know is that certification was delayed 8 hours. 8 hours or something. It was, instead of happening at 2 in the afternoon, it happened at 9 in the afternoon. I remember when Junior was elected, it wasn't decided for months. So I think if we can survive, I think our democracy can survive 8 hours.
Alan is just talking right now. If they actually got shot, he would be crying about it. He would be saying there's some evil thing that has happened. Like the worst thing. They were crying about the one woman that got shot. One person got shot, and they were crying about that.
Who was?
I don't understand y'all's problem with January 6th.
What is Ashley Babbitt?
I don't get y'all's problem with January 6th. Like, the people went to jail. They went to jail for like 3.5 years. They're